Hi everybody, you're very welcome to the BCM Business Corner, and today I have with me Claire Campbell, who is owner and founder of the lifeandsoulcoach.ie. So Claire, you have recently moved to Westport, so tell people a little bit about what the Life and Soul Coach is and what it is that you do.
Great, thank you Helen, I'm excited to be here. I just moved to the west of Ireland, so I'm a native of Ireland but not of the west of Ireland, so I'm excited to be here as well. I love the nature and the energy. And I just came back from New York, so I've started my own business. I'm now an entrepreneur after 25 years in a corporate business, and it's very exciting to be launching my business, what I've been dreaming about, and it's called the Life and Soul Coach because it's a coaching business, a life coaching business, but it's also got a soul element because I really want people to connect to what their soul is calling for, because I think so many people, including myself, are kind of stuck in lives that maybe are not serving us and not what we really want to do, and sometimes we lack the courage or the motivation to do what our soul really wants us to do. So I see my role as helping people to navigate that and to really encourage them to dig deep into themselves to see what's underneath and what really excites them, and then make a plan around how they want to get there.
So you've come from a corporate environment. That's where you started. So maybe tell people a little bit about that transition and that change, and I guess where you started and what has prompted you to end up here in the west of Ireland.
It's a long story. I'll try and make it short. I started off as a biochemist actually because I really love science, and I'm very interested in how things work and how the body works. That was primarily my study. And then after about 5 years in working in a chemist in a laboratory, I kind of thought there must be more to life than just this. So I ventured out into the world of IT and automation, and my career grew from there. I'm a very curious person, and I just really got curious about things I didn't know. And I just really ventured into learning more. I got into IT. I stayed in the pharmaceutical industry because I really wanted to help people, discover and market medicines. And my career then took me to Switzerland, and I had an amazing time there for 7 years. And then the company I was working for relocated me to New York area, which was also an amazing experience. And I think after that length of time, I kind of was also questioning myself what's next, for me. And what really happened was there was a big restructure at work, and they were moving jobs away from the location I was in. And then I thought to myself, well, I could either look for another job doing what I've been doing with my experience, or I could really see this as an opportunity to launch my own career. So I thought about it, and then I realized if I was going to launch my career, why not come back to Ireland and do it and bring all the experience and the knowledge and the skills that I've had over this amazing last 13 years outside of Ireland, and just really bring them back here to help people connect to what I know, and also then to really re-establish who I am in Ireland, because Ireland is such a big part of me. I've always had that in my heart since I left.
Yes. So. It's so interesting when you're talking. The question we were talking about doing, before we did these interviews, having these side questions, just to make things a little bit easier to talk through. Mm-hmm. And one of the questions is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? And for you, it seems if you could live anywhere in the world, you're actually fulfilling that dream, which for most people doesn't happen. And I think that's so courageous. And where do you feel that that comes from, that courage to be able to just pick up and go and leave and set up somewhere else, and that requires huge bravery, huge courage, and how do you think people can nurture that in themselves?
Great question. I think, well, for me now it's like second nature because I've done it a few times. I think the first time that I left Ireland, it was I did have the assistance of a corporate relocation, so that helped me. But I think I just really wanted to understand what happened outside of Ireland and how to be more. The first place I went to was Switzerland, and how just to be more aware of what else is going on. And I really feel like there's just so many great places in the world, so many interesting people. There's so much skills that we have that can, be portable. And I think the world is such a small place that as long as you go and you just are really willing to be yourself and try to integrate and connect to other people and stay curious and just, say to yourself, well, I'm here. When I left Ireland, I thought I was going to be gone 2 years, I have to say. I kind of framed it 2 years. 13 years later, I came back. So you just never know what's going to happen. And I think if you just put it into small chunks, I said a couple of years, if it doesn't work out, sure, I'll come back. No pressure, And then, I think coming back to the west of Ireland has always been a dream for me, because I just love the energy here. I love the pace of life. I love the amazing nature. The scenery is spectacular. The people are really friendly. The lifestyle is exactly what I need now. I've had the frantic pace of New York, and now it's about just like putting down roots, settling down, and having, just having quality of life, which is really important for me and most people, I think,
So, new career, new house.
Yeah, just bought a house.
New business, new location. How have you found it? How has the change been for you?
I would say lots of ups and some downs. I think if you're an immigrant coming back to Ireland after a long period of time, you just have to start at the beginning. You don't have any real, your history has kind of been wiped out if you've been gone a long time. So you have to really start at the beginning. You have to have a lot of patience. I've cultivated that. You get frustrated with things. You just have to work through it. And I think, you have so much drive to get things going. And I think what happened with me particularly is I was still on the New York pace. So I was like, go, go, go. And I was like looking around and, the things I needed to be with me were not. So I had to slow down and take a breath and, just really keep my focus on getting things done and learning to adapt to the pace.
And when you say, when you were talking about things maybe that you have patience and learn those skills, you're talking about the day-to-day things that you need to do, so like setting up your bank account, is it? Your driving license.
Yeah, getting yourself.
Getting the basics.
The basics.
Yes.
Yeah, which I would say most people, don't have to do unless they go somewhere, another country. But that was very challenging. And of course, I bought my house, but when I moved back to Ireland, I didn't have my own address. I was staying with family. So that was another complication until, because they want to see that you have evidence of your residence. And, and my US driving license was not recognized, and I was treated like I have to start at the beginning as a novice driver, and, so many things. But I think now I have a perspective. At the time, it was very difficult to go through because I was used to having all this stuff, and then you have to start at the beginning. But now I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Make the most of it. Keep going. You're going to have challenges, but I think it's how you react to the challenges. And I think I just try to focus on what I can do, what's in my scope, and what's not in my scope. I just really try then to let that go. And, as soon as you let go of the frustration, actually things start to move. That's what I found.
Yeah.
So do things that really help you to take a break. For me, it's nature. If I go outside and take a nice walk on the beach or in the in the mountains, then I'm relaxed and I let it go, and then I start again the next day.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your business and what it is that you do, because I think we're all so busy, and as entrepreneurs, it's all about juggling everything. But tell people, or tell me a little bit more about what it is that you do and how maybe you can help, specifically in your business, how you can help maybe us all to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So coaching is really about, meeting people where they are in their lives and helping them figure out where they want to go. And I think we all have a lot going on in our lives, and what we need to do often is really take a break from that and step back and put some time and focus on figuring out what's working, what's not working. And I think a lot of people, we just get, in the day to day, and we know that we're stressed and we don't know how to manage it, but we just keep going because it's kind of, we have no time, or we don't make the time for it. So if you were to work with a coach like me, what we would do is really figure out that how do we step back and get that reflection on life, and how do we really uncover what are your aspirations and dreams that you've locked away and that maybe you don't have the right energy for right now, or don't have the courage, or don't even have forgotten what they are. But it's really about unlocking what's that. And I really believe that everybody has the potential to do anything they want in their lives. It's just really unlocking that and making a plan around it and believing in it, and having the attitude that if things don't work out, well, you learn from that and then you just adapt and go to the next point in your life. And I've had many things that have worked out great and many things that have not, and it's overcoming that really makes us a strong person and resilience, and able to figure out who we are and what our strengths are. And we all have them. I think sometimes we just don't even realize until we're tested how much strengths we do have.
Yes. And from talking to you, I suppose something else that kind of comes to my mind is for budding entrepreneurs, or people even, in jobs or in their lives, and there might be that something that they just know isn't the right fit for them. So whether it be their job or whatever it is, it's not always career related. People know when they're not happy. And for me, just talking to you, I'm thinking about, you're maybe the entrepreneurial coach, to actually get you from the place where I want to start my own business, but maybe how do I have the courage to do that? And it's interesting, I'm thinking about a talk that Simon Sinek had, where he said 80% of business is about psychology. And for many entrepreneurs or budding entrepreneurs, or even people in business, I would say from my own perspective that absolutely 80% of what's wrong in the business is all in your head, and it is you overcoming your own fears and confidence,
your own critic,
your own critic. We're our own worst enemies at times.
We can be.
And in order to overcome that, and how what you do could feed into something like that, and help us just be who we are, or who we are meant to be. So what would be your key words of advice that you would like to impart on somebody either starting out as an entrepreneur, or somebody who has been in business for 20 years, 30 years? What are your key words of wisdom that you'd like to share with people today?
Okay, so I think it really, for me, I personally, I feel like if I'm passionate about something, then I just really love doing it. So whatever your business is, you have to find within that business what you're passionate about, and really give that your energy. And the things that you don't know, either you go and seek the help from others that do, or you try to upskill yourself. I did a great boot camp with these ladies, and I am learning loads of new skills, which I didn't have before, which I didn't even know. Brilliant. And I think that when you're an entrepreneur, there's so many things you don't know, but there's ways of learning that knowledge or getting that knowledge. And I think I think once you start looking for that, you'll find it. So don't be put off by what you don't know. Get excited about what really drives you. And when you bring your passion and that energy to something, then it just really, it's just really a creative energy that can drive a lot of positive things for you. And I think if I was to compare, like my days now look so different than my corporate days. But if I was to really compare them, it's just I spend so much time doing things that I love. And of course, we all have those things that, are, the things that we have to do. I try to get those over with first thing in the day. I say, what's the most important thing I have to do today? And get it done. And then I can spend lots of time and energy on the things that I really love to do.
Yeah. And how's business going so far?
Well, it's very early days,
Yes.
but my launch was last week, and the launch was amazing. And thank you for your support. And it's just, I'm just getting my messages out, and I'm just really trying to share who I am as a person, because I think that's really important for the type of work that I'm doing. That people really want to know who I am and trust my experience, and learn more about me. So I've written a few blog posts, and I'm getting it out there: who I am, what I'm about, what I have to offer. And just trying to relate to people, and
yes.
and I'm really enjoying it. So far so good, and let's see where it goes.
So thank you so much for coming in today, and it was our absolute pleasure to meet you, and I am sure our paths are going to cross again in the future. And I know from the BCM team, we absolutely wish you the very, very, very best of luck, and we think you're going to have an incredible journey.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure.